Hello my friends, thank you so much for joining me for another video. This one's a little bit different than my usual in that I am actually doing my own nature spread in my personal journal. I thought you'd like to come along with me as I take this altered book journal that I started basically by ripping out extra pages and adhering the pages that were left together to create a sturdy base, and using up scraps and strips from journal making to collage little bits onto the page and create a beautiful spread that is not only relaxing but kind of worked through some feelings I was needing at the time, you know, to deal with. At this point I just wanted to feel connected to nature more, so therefore this was the subject of this spread. You'll see in my own personal journaling that I really don't care about being messy or whether or not the papers are wrinkled or things like that, but I do work intuitively, making sure that each of the pieces that I choose just kind of feels right and that the end product is something that's pleasing to my eye and speaks to my soul. So I hope you enjoy watching this video. I've sped it up for your viewing pleasure so you don't have to sit through too much tedium, I hope, but I also hope that you enjoy your time here. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll pop in from time to time to talk a little bit more about the process. Here's the point where I start looking for text and words in the magazine to use on this page. I found the perfect ones for this feeling that I had from this picture, and sometimes just finding the words that maybe you don't know what to say or you can't think of on your own, but they just jump out on you from a page that you look at and gives you such clarity. It's such a good feeling, and it's fun to hunt and to search, knowing that you're looking for that one thing, but you're not exactly sure what it is until you see it. So here I am, I'm adding the words with more matte medium. Vines and leaves are some of my favorite things to doodle. They just personify nature and kind of a twisty, magical feel to the way they can just go anywhere, sprout from any place. That kind of represent growing and imagination. And so I'm taking my black ink here, it's an Artistro pen, and I'm outlining the veins and the parts of the leaves and the vines to give it more contrast and more detail. And it's really adding a lot to the page. At this point I decided that I could use a little bit more. So I'm taking my Deco Art acrylic paint and a plastic palette knife. And I'm just going to kind of splooch and splotch, oops, got some on the other page. Splooch and splotch some paint onto the edges and around certain free open spaces on the page, just to add a little bit more grunginess, a little bit more interest for the eye, some color. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to take a different color green too and add that to it. And I just like that it's not exact. It's not kind of turning out in any pre-planned way other than, okay, I'm going to put some here. Now I'm going to move it around with my finger. I think a little bit needs to be over here and over here. And I just like that whole organic process. So hopefully you'll try this on one of your pages. Now I wanted to add some kind of magical fairy orbs and glittering areas with white and yellow that created kind of a sparkling effect in the forest, just to make it a little bit more magical. And just to pump up the fantasy aspect of this and create that kind of ethereal feeling, I'm painting over the athletic wear of the person in this photo and creating a long flowing dress. Kind of imagining the queen of the forest returning to her realm. And now to bring in that red from the dress into the rest of the spread, I'm kind of just using it as an accent around the words and around the page a little bit, just to tie in the colors together. And red and green are complementary on the color wheel, so it is very soothing to see, even though you wouldn't think they'd go together. And now I'm going back in with my black Artistro pen just to define the edges, add some dots, some lines, and a few other things just to finish it off. So thank you again for being here. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this spread in my own journal. Again, a flip through of the entire book should be coming up fairly shortly. And please like, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions or would like to see more of these type of videos in the future. Thank you. Have a great day.